Hi there, I'm Wolfgang Mavin and this is Cropinion, video number 2 after my introduction is image, as the reason that I haven't bothered to have a shower or shave this morning or put the beauty thing on. No, I'm going to do that. I look dehydrated and a bit wrinkly. The reason I'm doing this is to show the real me. I mean, I can look better and still be the real me, but what is that? What's face value, or skin depth, as we say? So just going to go through this little process of being insecure about self-image, and we're always usually our biggest judge, no matter what it is, whether it's internal or external. And there's a lot, the black dog or the black wolf versus the white one. Self-talk, and I think self-talk is reflection and relation of the people we surround ourselves with, and of course now social media, and who we surround our little social media circle with, and the feeds we get, what we're fed, what we feed ourselves. So of course it comes from insecurity and not fitting in and not feeling valued within our community and our friends and possibly family or partners. And it's hard to show our vulnerabilities. We don't want to be vulnerable, and when people are quite vulnerable, a lot of people are like, I don't want to deal with that. You're giving out negative vibes, and there's different ways to go about our vulnerabilities and negativities. But usually that comes back to internal talk and the thoughts we feed ourselves. And I guess I feel like people are, in this day and age, with photoshopping, makeup, clothing, that we haven't really looked at the ugly truth that, when perfection doesn't really exist, and what we're fed through advertising and a lot of social media, particularly, or unfortunately towards females, but all this fitness stuff and blah, blah, blah. I mean, a lot of these people that we see and that are popular, they're not superhuman, but that's their life. The majority of their life is to be fit and look good. And whether they do that all day and that's their job, or they spend all their time doing it, and they're going to feel great. I mean, they're going to get a lot of external stimulation. It's going to be feeding endorphins and other chemicals that make them feel good. But I feel, and I have experienced, that it's when you're vulnerable and you don't feel complete, or you've tried your hardest and you've failed, when people still say you've done a good job, that feels just as good. I mean, opposed to someone flirting with you because they think you're attractive, or someone just saying, I think you're attractive. Man, that's great. Getting a superficial compliment, because it still matters primarily in the primal way at the end of the day. We run off chemistry, and we need to be attracted to the sex that we're attracting. We don't need to be, but we like to be feel attractive because that's being wanted, isn't it? So I feel what's happening is that there's a bit of a judgment cycle, and it's going kind of two ways, and depends on who you hang around and whatever's going on. Again, it's external attraction kind of thing, but the other sense, it's what you do with yourself and your life. So the judgment cycle leads back into self-image and insecurity and things like this. But if I compare what I look like now to just what I look like now, and I don't care what anyone else thinks, then I can accept it. That, later today I'm going to be better hydrated, and I'll have a shower and shave and feel better, or maybe do a bit of exercise and get some blood flow going. But it's not about me, it's about what's happening with everyone, particularly young girls, unfortunately, losing their feminist, divine feminine, true beauty, I feel by showing flesh or having any likes besides their actions, you know. I really wish that people would be a little bit more modest in terms of their insecurities, really, and want to be judged for what they really look like in their most vulnerable, and would want to be judged on their words and actions more so. And I think the judgment cycle really starts with, if you do something that you appreciate and you want some people's feedbacks, then you get likes and comments, and there's a possibility that that's feeding more insecurities inside, and kind of, you know, whether you want to admit it or not, twists your perspective of yourself or who you could be, and maybe people are swaying towards being their less genuine self. And I guess that's hard because we're reflecting who we are with people that don't want to expose their vulnerability. So I'm saying that if we can turn things towards being vulnerable and admitting our insecurities and accepting each other for that, then someone else might go, oh, okay, well, you know, this person's been appreciated or praised for being vulnerable, admitting their insecurities, or just not even mentioning it, just not going to wear makeup, not going to shave, not going to... I'm still a person. I think, you know, it comes to a point where some people really don't take care of themselves, and, you know, opposed to judging someone on that, you could just inquire, like, are you alright? You know, you look tired, or I mean, if they really smell, sometimes you have to go to the point and say, like, when have you had a shower? Like, are you sleeping okay? But yeah, I think there's this judgment cycle. Self-image is internal, feeding into insecurity, denying or admitting our vulnerabilities and to ourselves, and then whether we have other people, like share them with other people or express them with other people, or just don't cover them up, exposing our ugly truth and accepting other people for their ugly truth, whether internally or externally, whether they're dealing with demons or other things going on in their life, or, you know, suicidal thoughts, or you know, feeling financially inadequate, anything. Yeah, I think, I mean, we're human beings, we're emotional, we're vulnerable, but we, together as people, can grow all together and accept each other for our ugly truths and create a different judgment cycle that's hopefully not so superficial, and start the healing process, no matter how small. And I guess it's going to take that skin, metaphorically, to get a bit thicker. If people do judge us or do hate or troll or whatever, then that's really their insecurity and their judgment. So yeah, that's why I choose and will choose not to cover anything up. Just gonna make videos in the moment and how I feel, physically and emotionally, and that's it. Thank you very much. If you'd like to reply, I'd appreciate all replies with your opinions in video form, to see all your emotions and feelings and your voice tones, most importantly. So, okay, all the best. I'll post another one up soon. Peace.